So little time.
General Motors recalls every vehicle they ever made.
What? Don't joke about that. It might happen. Like, what happened? Well, we built crappy cars.
Their latest vehicle is being made out of used, discarded Surface computers. That's, you can see General Motors competing with Tesla, but it's like Fisher Price. So they put in like looks like a full screen monitor, but it's just really just a piece of plastic with something rolled over. Oh yeah.
Back in the day when GM was building real shit, in the 80s, 1986, they were introducing the Delta 88, which was a full-size
that was a great
front-wheel
car.
drive vehicle. Okay,
Oh,
Yeah.
and they were doing a parade through downtown Detroit. Okay,
Mhm.
I was there. Okay, I was driving one of the cars. We had 15 Delta 88s. Of the fleet of 15, 3 of them, whenever you put the windows down, they fell inside the fucking doors.
Yeah. That was a good feature, though. I thought that was a great feature.
Two of them, the transmissions took a shit right before the parade started.
Oh.
And one was a diesel, just fucking caught fire. It just caught fire.
Man. It probably
But
sounded
I'll
like
tell
a
you,
tractor.
that diesel, when it worked, was so much fun. It just made such a ruckus. It was so loud.
Oh yeah.
And it was
Oh, yeah.
knocking away. I mean,
It sounded like an old tractor, didn't it?
my father-in-law had one of those things, and he had it in the color of it. It looked like, Blade Runner. Something just the worst. It was like the end of the earth. I'd drive it around in this town where everybody had a beautiful brand new Mercedes or whatever. And
Oh
I
my
go,
God.
And they wonder why Toyota came in one day and said, "Oh, I think we got a market here."
I'm looking at
15
this.
cars, 5 of them either blew up, caught fire, or the fucking doors, the windows fell inside the doors, right inside.
I remember the first Corolla I ever saw was like in the 60s. And this friend of mine was driving, and he was a big guy, like maybe only 6'2", 6'4", not that big, but pretty muscular. And he went to shift it, and he bent the whole thing into shit.
Well, did you ever see that gag? It was in Chips. That famous black guy that was an NFL turned actor.
Yeah.
And they had him driving a Honda, and he got
Right.
angry with it, so he started tearing it apart in the middle of the highway with his bare hands.
Right.
It was so funny. Look, it was like a little tin can that was just being crushed slowly by this huge guy. That was funny.
Hey, well,
When you think front-wheel drive car, the Delta 88, I'm looking at it. It's a massive, goddamn, typical 70s car. The two-door coupe is 17 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
but it's great. I mean, it's a collector's item. Yeah. You can sell
It's
it to Steve Wynn.
collecting dust in most of the junkyards across the United
Yeah.
States.
It's collecting rust everywhere. That's what it's collecting. 77,
Hello,
in
Anna.
77.
Good to see you. Hello, Juicy Fruitsy.
Hello. I've been away from Second Life, and now I just log in, and oh my God, Lauren's
Is it 8 o'clock?
there.
Yeah, it's just it.
It's not very nice
Well-
listening to you.
Anna, just so you know, none of us were in Second Life either, but we heard you were coming in tonight, so we all came
Yeah,
in.
we all came in.
Oh, we've been here the whole time. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. We're ready to rock and roll. Welcome to another Tuesday night. Fortunately, we can get away from all those mad people in First Life that don't know what the hell they're doing, right? Everybody having fun. Listen, I have some stuff. I went around in Second Life. There is in Silco. Have you guys been to Silco lately at all? There's a sex therapist there who in real life is a model. So that's it, right?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
What are my chances?
What do you think about that, right?
She's really going to help me out now, yeah.
And then I found an attorney here in Second Life, all right? He's got a single practice. He only is attorney to Franco the Horse Mancuso in Second Life.
Okay.
Love it. Yep. And then I found a divorce coaching service. I mean, how do you? What's a divorce coaching service about? You know, like okay, when you're going to tell him, you have to tell him this way. You know, right?
Just leave them. Just pack.
Tell him just as he's having an orgasm and you're having sex. Say, this is the last time.
All right, break up, split the house, take the car, on to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Sergeant Lee Emery's divorce court. Up to, break it up.
In Second Life, when you really want to break it up and you're sitting there with him and stuff, just click on one of those really like aged avatars or something and just see how long he wants to be with you. Exactly. Oh, and I got to tell you, the United States is having a lot of fun. We got Russia no longer. Putin's talking about a new Cold War. How about that?
Yeah.
A new Cold War. I don't mind playing that game. We won the last time. We know how to deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Chinese, how do you like them on the help wanted posters? I can't wait. Maybe those Royal Mounties will come down and go find them. What do you think, Catboy? Yeah. The Texas Rangers ride out to
Canadian
China.
Navy down there. Both of them.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah, but one of them has to borrow my canoe.
But can you imagine? They had a wanted poster for like one of the generals in the or colonels or whatever in the Chinese army. So some bounty hunter. What about what's his name? The bounty hunter. What's that guy's name?
Dog.
What's
Dog? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dog the bounty hunter. That's
Dog
literally his
the
name.
bounty hunter. Wouldn't that be something if he went to China, grabbed this guy, and brought him back? Oh, would that be great? Yeah. Yeah. General Motors announced today that they're recalling all Ford automobiles.
Everything. The whole line.
The whole line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the Model T that's sitting in the museum has to go back to the factory.
God, I can't believe it. How many presidential libraries we have in this country? There's too many. Jeez, they're always building another one. Yep, and guess what? The Fisker is coming back. Yeah, to compete with the Tesla. I mean, it'd be interesting to go bankrupt twice in the same decade. Yeah, anyhow, we've got lots of comedians here tonight, everybody. I mean, I'm surprised the other people haven't shown up. We've got our biggest lineup ever. And I'm going to call up, believe it or not, in one moment. But first, okay, I did a promo for the Second Life 11th birthday party. Now, I don't know if it's approved yet, waiting for it to go up there or whatever, but it might be approved. But just so you know, you can find it on my YouTube, and you can find my YouTube, I think, by clicking on this Material Girl thing over in the corner, or on the stage, too, if you guys know how to do that. A mobile tag. Isn't that what it's called, a mobile tag? Don't you love when you go into a store in First Life and you pull out your little thing and you're reading how much it costs, and salesperson comes by and you go, just another minute, just want to see where I can get it cheaper. Right.
What do you mean I pull out my little thing?
Your little thing, yes, your little thing. Yeah. And I went around.
Wait till I put the HUD on. Huh. Yeah.
And I went around to a lot of the various, porn theater places in Second Life. I want to see what was going on. And it looks like everybody's satisfied because nobody's there at all. There wasn't a soul in any so,
It's a miracle.
yeah, it's a
The
miracle.
desert of Zindra.
Yeah. Zindra. Yeah. So anyhow, without any further ado, and by the way, before I say this, tonight we have Voices of Angels, also known as Sarah Marie. So, whichever way you like it, she's coming on after. Yeah, she's right.
Yay!
And I'm following on Facebook, and you should see what's happened to her in Lowe's. She went in Lowe's, and they have. Do you guys know that they sell something called like mist-tinted paints? Do you know what those, paints that they made a mistake when they tinted them? Do you know you can buy those?
Oh yeah, you can buy them cheap.
And she found one that she really liked, and they wouldn't let her buy it because they hadn't priced it yet. I mean,
For
price
God's
it. Got somebody who's going to buy it, sell it, because nobody else is going to ever want it. I'll let you tell her. Doc Grun, are you ready to get up here? Are you ready?
Yes,
ready?
Yes.
Let's bring the doc up. Whoa, let's give a big hand.
You're the doctor.
Yep.
Yay!
Yay. We miss him every time he's not here.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, I got a lot of stuff tonight. but I want to give you an update. I have been, as you know, working on my movie, and they asked me to put it into a book version. I'm happy to report the book is finished. Okay.
Oh wow, fantastic!
It's going off 2 years worth of work. It's going off to my publisher now, so he can tell me in 15 minutes what a piece of shit it is, and I can start over again. But that's what publishers are for. Okay. So as soon as I have something on that, I will let you know. Now tonight, I felt since we're in the information age, I would try and inform you tonight. Okay. I'm going to give you a little bit of education, some things you didn't know, and see if you can see it the way I see it. The first one is about Hellmann's mayonnaise. Most people didn't know it, but back in 1912, Hellmann's mayonnaise was manufactured in England, okay? In fact, the Titanic was carrying 120,000 jars, scheduled for delivery in Veracruz, Mexico, which was to be the next port of call after the ship stopped in New York. This would have been the largest single shipment of mayonnaise ever delivered to Mexico, okay? But as we know, the ship didn't make it to New York. It hit an iceberg and sank. Now, the people of Mexico who were crazy about mayonnaise were eagerly awaiting its delivery. They were disconsolate at the loss. They were just crazy. Their anguish was so great, they declared a national day of mourning. The National Day of Mourning occurs each year on May 5th and is known as Cinco de Mayo.
Smart ass.
Oh, fuck, you expect something educational from me? You need a shot of tequila.
You had me hooked in. Oh my.
You had us going.
I had you at hello. Okay, now, let's moving on here. I went fishing a couple days ago, and after a short time, I ran out of worms, okay? Then I saw a cottonmouth snake with a frog in its mouth, okay? Now, frogs are good bass bait, okay? Knowing the snake couldn't bite me with the frog in its mouth, I grabbed it right behind the head, took the frog, and put it in my bait bucket. The dilemma now is how to release a snake without getting bit. So I grabbed my bottle of Jack Daniels and poured a little whiskey in the snake's mouth. Its eyes rolled back and it went limp. Okay, I released the snake into the lake without incident, carried on fishing using the frog. Not long after, I felt a nudge on my foot. It was that damn snake. Had 2 more frogs in his mouth. Now, there are sometimes work just as well with a bit of common sense and thinking instead of a lot of education. This is a true story. A toothpaste factory had a problem. They sometimes shipped empty boxes without the tube inside. This challenged their perceived quality with the buyers and distributors. Understanding how important the relationship with them was, the CEO of the company assembled his top people. They decided to hire an external engineering company to solve their empty boxes problem. The project used the usual process: budget and sponsor allocated, RFP, third party selected. 6 months and $3 million later, they had a fantastic solution: on time, on budget, and high quality. They solved the problem by using a high-tech precision scale that would sound an alarm and flash lights whenever a toothpaste box weighed less than it should. The line would stop, somebody would walk over, remove the defective box, and then press another button to restart the line. As a result, the new package monitoring process, no empty boxes are being shipped out. Now, with no more customer complaints, the CEO felt the $3 million was well spent. He then reviewed the line statistics and discovered the number of empty boxes picked up by the scale in the first week was consistent with projections. However, the next 3 weeks was 0. No empty boxes. The estimated rate should have been at least 12 boxes a day. He had the engineers check the equipment. They verified the report was accurate, spent another $500,000 to verify their $3 million solution was working. Okay? So, puzzled, the CEO traveled down to the factory, viewed the part of the line where the precision scale was installed, and observed just ahead of the new $3 million solution sat a $20 desk fan blowing the empty boxes off the belt and into a bin. He asked the line supervisor, what was that about? Oh, that, he said. Bert, the kid from maintenance, put it there because he got tired of walking over, removing the box, and restarting the line every time the bell rang. Now, I've always wondered how a court reporter can keep a straight face, okay? This is from a book called Disorder in the Courts, and there are things people actually said and are recorded by court reporters word for word, okay? Attorney, What was the first thing your husband said to you that morning? Witness. He said, "Where am I, Kathy?" Attorney. And why did that upset you? Witness. My name is Susan. Attorney. What gear were you in at the moment of impact? Witness. Gucci sweats and Reeboks.
For God's
Okay.
sake.
Attorney. Are you sexually active? Witness. No, I just lie there. Attorney. What's your date of birth? Witness. July 18th. Attorney. What year? Witness. Every year. Attorney, how old is your son, the one living with you? Witness, 35 or 38, I can't remember which. Attorney, how long does he live with you? Witness, 45 years. Okay. This myasthenia gravis, does it affect your memory at all? Yes. And in what ways does it affect your memory? I forget. You forget? Can you give us an example of something you forgot? All right. Now, doctor, isn't it true when a person dies in his sleep, he doesn't know about it till the next morning? Witness, you actually passed the bar exam. The youngest son, the 20-year-old, how old is he? He's 20, much like your IQ. Attorney, were you present when your picture was taken? Witness, are you shitting me? So, attorney, so the date of conception of the baby was August 8th? Yes. And what were you doing at that time? Witness, getting laid. Attorney, she had 3 children, right? Witness, yes. How many were boys? None. Were there any girls? Your Honor, I think I need a different attorney. Can I get a new attorney? Attorney, how was your first marriage terminated? Witness, by death. And by whose death was it terminated? I'll take a guess. Can you describe the individual? He was about medium height and had a beard. Was this a male or a female? Well, unless the fucking circus is in town, I'm going with male. So, your appearance here this morning pursuant to a deposition notice, which I sent to your attorney. No, this is how I dress when I go to work. What the fuck do you think? Okay, doctor, how many of your autopsies have you performed on dead people?
Oh,
All of them. The live ones put up too much of a fight. Attorney, all of your responses must be oral, okay? What school did you go to? Witness. Oral. Attorney, do you recall the time you examined the body? The autopsy started around 8:30 p.m. And Mr. Denton was dead at the time? Well, if not, he was by the time I finished. Attorney, doctor, before you performed the autopsy, did you check for a pulse? Witness, no. Did you check for blood pressure? No. Did you check for breathing? No. So then is it possible that the patient was alive when you began the autopsy? No. Well, how can you be so sure, doctor? Because his brain was sitting in my desk in a jar. I see, but the patient could have been still alive nevertheless, right? Yes, it's possible he could have been alive and practicing law. All right. Now, here's something to think about. The contrast in capability and efficiency. During the 3.5 years of World War II that started with the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor and ended with the surrender of Germany, the U.S. produced the following: 22 aircraft carriers, 8 battleships, 48 cruisers, 349 destroyers, 420 destroyer escorts, 203 submarines, 34 million tons of merchant ships, 100,000 fighter aircraft, 98,000 bombers, 93,000 tanks, 257,000 artillery pieces, 2.5 million military trucks. We put 16.1 million men in uniform in various armed services, invaded Africa, invaded Sicily, Italy, won the battle for the Atlantic, planned and executed D-Day, marched across the Pacific, developed the atom bomb, and ultimately conquered Japan and Germany. It's noteworthy, or it's worth noting that during that almost exact same period of time, the Obama administration couldn't build a fucking functioning website. All right, now, here's a Mensa brain teaser for you. Think about this. You're on a horse, galloping at a constant speed. On your right is a sharp drop-off. On your left side is an elephant traveling at the exact same speed as you. Directly in front of you is another galloping horse, but your horse is unable to overtake it. Behind you is a lion running at the same speed as you and the horse in front of you. What must you do to safely get out of this highly dangerous situation?
Wake up.
The obvious answer is get your drunk ass off the merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round.
All right. We're going to skip over that one. Okay. Okay. Here's my version of You Might Be a Redneck. Here is a country founded by geniuses but run by idiots. If you can get arrested for hunting or fishing without a license, but not for entering and remaining in the country illegally, you might live in a nation that was founded by geniuses but is run by idiots. If you have to get your parents' permission to go on a field trip or take an aspirin in school, but not to get an abortion, you might live in a nation that was founded by geniuses and run by idiots. If you must show your identification to board a plane, cash a check, buy liquor, or check out a library book and rent a video, but not to vote for who runs the government, you might live in a nation that was founded by geniuses but is run by idiots. If the government wants to prevent stable, law-abiding citizens from owning gun magazines that hold more than 10 rounds but gives 20 F-16 fighter jets to the new crazy leaders in Egypt, you might live in a nation that was founded by idiots, or geniuses but run by idiots. You think about this one. If in the nation's largest city you can buy 2 16-ounce sodas, but not one 24-ounce soda, because 24 ounces of a sugary drink might make you fat, you might live in a nation that was founded by geniuses and is run by idiots. If an 80-year-old woman or a 3-year-old girl who is confined to a wheelchair can be strip searched by the TSA at the airport, but a woman in a burqa or a hijab is only subject to having her neck and head searched, you might live in a nation that was founded by geniuses but run by idiots. If a 7-year-old boy can be thrown out of school for saying his teacher is cute, but hosting a sexual exploration or diversity class in grade school is perfectly acceptable, you might live in a nation that was founded by geniuses but run by idiots. Now, if the government's plan for getting people back to work is to provide incentives for not working by granting 99 weeks of unemployment checks without any requirement to prove gainful employment was diligently thought but couldn't be found, you might live in a nation founded by geniuses but is run by idiots. And if being stripped of your constitutional right to defend yourself makes you more safe, according to the government, you might live in a nation that was founded by geniuses but is run by idiots. Therein ends the educational part, and now, courtesy of the late night talk circuit, is this week's flash round of the lightning round. Okay? Here we go.
Yay!
Donald Sterling is now planning to sue the NBA for banning him from the league. That's good because it's the only way he'll ever see a court again. This week, the FCC rolled out a new service that lets people text 911 for help. That means if you're driving, you can see an accident, you can cause another accident. The stadium that will host the opening match of the World Cup still isn't ready because there are problems with 20,000 seats. When asked what's wrong with them, the official said there's no stadium built around them. A new report found that the average life expectancy for women in the U.S. is 81, while the average life expectancy for men is 76. Or as both husbands and wives said, good. Now, the new Godzilla movie opens this weekend. In this movie, Godzilla is the first openly gay lizard. They're finally able to control Godzilla when New Jersey Governor Chris Christie closes down the George Washington Bridge. Godzilla destroys 3 cities, then he sits down and apologizes to Anderson Cooper. New York City is now bidding on the 2024 Olympics, and it was announced earlier today that New York City has been awarded the 2016 Kim Kardashian wedding. Okay. Godzilla, as we said, opens today. In the original movies, Godzilla always attacked Tokyo. But today, Godzilla is such a revered hero, Tokyo actually has a statue of him. A city having a statue of the very thing that destroyed it, that would be like the LA Clippers having a statue of Donald Sterling, like Blockbuster having a statue of Netflix, or Conan having a statue of Jay Leno. Now,
Hiroshima having a statue of the bomb.
I'm sure the new Godzilla will be a success, and I'm sure Godzilla will be getting much more work. You'll probably be seeing him in the next season of Downton Abbey. There have been 28 Godzilla movies. They include Son of Godzilla, Godzilla vs. Mothra, Two God, Two Zilla, and Godzilla vs. Tyler Perry. Okay. The Clippers got knocked out of the NBA playoffs last night. Jack Nicholson, who had been sitting courtside at Laker games for decades was there. That had to be a mistake, right? He got confused. Donald Sterling's attorney sent a letter to the NBA rejecting his lifetime ban and refusing to pay the $2.5 million fine they hit him with. In case you're keeping track, Donald Sterling is 0 for 80 at making good decisions this year. Even if Sterling wins a lawsuit, why would you want to own a team on which all of your players wish you were dead? You should pack those giant bags under his eyes and get out to L.A. Now, I work here in D.C. The earthquake damaged the Washington Monument. They had to do some sandblasting to have the graffiti removed and then fill the cracks with some sort of sealant. It's kind of what they're doing right now for Hillary Clinton. And during his trip to the White House yesterday, during his trip to the White House recently, Uruguay's president said that more Americans should be bilingual. Then Joe Biden said, "Thanks, but I'm happily married." A federal judge ruled yesterday that Idaho's ban on same-sex marriage is unconstitutional, so now it's legal for gay couples to get married. Idaho's gay people all cheered from their homes in San Francisco and New York City. According to a new survey, 55% of Americans think they're smarter than the average American. Said the average American, well, 55%? Oh, hell, that's almost half. New research suggests that people who are more ambitious will live longer, while people who are less ambitious will live longer with their parents. And finally, a new study claims that 1 in 10 Americans no longer carry cash. They're called English majors. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Oh, welcome back. Whoa, let's give it up. Let's give it up. Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you.
You said you were going to do 15 minutes. You only did 11. You owe us 4 minutes. All right. Did we pay him for the whole 15 minutes, Jay Wheels? Because
Yeah, you paid me twice as much as you normally do.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought this was interesting. This just goes to show you, why it's impossible to really join the Christian right, okay? Those of you who are, please don't take out your guns now, okay? Anyhow, there's a Christian college called William Jennings Bryan, okay? You know that Bryan College, named after William Jennings Bryan. Do you know who William Jennings Bryan was? Anybody here?
He founded a college, didn't he?
No, he's the guy who was on the other side of the monkey debate with remember, way back when?
The
Evolution, yada, blah, blah, blah. Scopes trial. Very good. Yes, exactly. Okay. So they got a college they named after him. All right. So this was all going along pretty nicely and stuff, but there was a slight change. Since the founding in 1930, Bryan College Statement of Belief, which professors have to sign as part of their employment contract, included a 41-word section summing up the institution's conservative view on the creation and evolution, including the statement, quote, "The origin of man was by fiat of God," end of quote. But in February, college officials decided that professors had to agree to an additional clarification declaring that Adam and Eve, quote, "are historical persons created by God in a special formative act and not from previously existing life forms," end of quote. Yeah. Do you have any feeling that these guys might be Lindens that are running this place? I have a distinct impression that they might be.
I got a technical question. Isn't a rib a living thing? If you think about
A rib.
A rib, because Eve was
It depends on how you season it, Catboy. It really does.
Thank you so much. That's all we needed to answer. First of all, look, this chicken and egg thing is bullshit. We women were first here, okay? We just told you guys that because you were bigger than us and we were afraid you'd beat us to death, so we had to give you some reason to calm down.
Right.
Right. Yeah, right. Exactly. And Facebook has a new thing. Have you heard about the new thing you have to click if you're in a relationship or not? You have to disclose. They're putting this button on here, and if you don't say if you're in a relationship, then you're out.
All right.
You have to say you're single, in a relationship, whatever, because obviously they're going to start a dating service now, right? How many people have ever tried one of those dating services in First Life or Second Life? Right? Anybody ever go out on a dating service?
Never.
Match.com?
There's one here in
Never.
Second Life.
I can't stand your face.org. Yeah. They're unbelievable, those things. I've been out on them. Nobody ever puts up a real picture like we do in Second Life. We really look like this, but, in the First Life, man, people put up fake stuff about who they are and what they look like and how tall they are and what they do and how much they make, I think the thing to do, instead of going to Match.com, because everybody's done it, right? It's just about.
No.
So if you're out like in a restaurant somewhere and you see somebody very attractive, even if they're with their wife, it doesn't matter, okay? Just walk up to them and say, did you IM me in Match.com? He'll be available real soon anyhow, and you got a good beginning going right there. You know, you get to choose somebody you like. Yeah, right. Well, that's what they said. Yeah, that's what isn't Maureen Dowd. That's what she said about Monica Lewinsky, that she was like Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. I actually think, for Bill, Hillary was pretty much like Fatal Attraction. What? I'm going to be sleeping with you tonight? You got to be kidding. All right. Let's bring up, and by the way, I want you to know, next week I will not be here. So somewhere between Doc and Catboy and whoever else is around, you guys got to run a show without me. I'm going to be doing something else. All right. Let's bring up, because in case he crashes, don't think badly about this Catboy. I'm going to bring up Bubble Pop now, because you never know what's going to happen to him. You know,
Yep.
Bubble Pop, are you there? You ready to come up here?
Get him up there. Let's go.
Yay! Yay, Bubble
Go for it,
Pop!
Bubble.
Bubble pop.
We got the show.
Bubble
Listen,
pop.
people are missing
Bubble
it.
pop.
Bubble Pop.
Hey everyone,
Got the
I brought a
cutest little
picture
ball.
with me today. The big news in Las Vegas. We
Uh-huh.
got a new
See
addition
what this
to
looks
the
like.
skyline. It's a giant wheel, which is pretty crazy. And yes,
Oh, I
it
see.
is twice the size of all the other buildings.
Looks like the London wheel.
Yeah, the London Eye. The London Eye.
Does it have like numbers on it, and if you come up and you're sitting in the thing and you happen to hit double zeros, they drop you out of it?
It's a giant roulette wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
King Kong has to spin it.
Yeah, it takes 4 hours to go all the way around. So you have to bring. I found out you have to bring 2 bottles of liquor. 'Cause-
What if you gotta pee? Does it have a toilet on that thing?
What do you mean 4 hours? It doesn't go 4 hours. How long is the ride? 4 minutes, right?
4 hours. Oh, a couple hours, 2 to 4 hours.
No bullshit.
It's the world's largest Ferris wheel, certified genius or Guinness. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It's very tall. I would have loved to have been at the city meeting when let's look over the proposals from New York. Donald Trump wants to build a nice new condo. The LA group wants to build a nice new tower. The Cosmopolitan turned out very nice, and Steve Wynn wants to build a 3rd wing. And then the mayor, in a drunken haze, says, "Let's build the largest wheel." And then he passed out. Yeah. No recollection of the meeting. 3 months later, he's now driving down the strip. What the hell is that?
What is
Ideas
that?
are good when you're drunk.
Yeah. And then, let's see, in other news, someone, I think we blew up a hotel, another one caught on fire, someone shot someone with a gun or something. Armed militias are ready to fight the government over God only knows what, and yada, yada, yada. Your typical daily stuff.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That's an episode
Regular
of
things, right?
CSI right there.
Watching the news, I realized the world's easiest job has to be the Las Vegas weatherman. Yeah. Today's-
Sunny today, sunny tomorrow.
yes, and no shit, Sherlock. You think maybe because we live in the middle of a freaking desert?
Mm-hmm.
He
No
probably
hurricanes,
pre-records
no
all of his
tornadoes.
shows for a whole season, and then he just
Yeah.
goes home.
Yeah, just standing. Oh yeah, there's no weather, there's no tornadoes, no earthquakes, not even a good storm. You just stand in front of the 7-day outlook and say, "I don't know why I'm here again today, but every day it'll be bright and sunny." Oh, look! One of the viewers, Mercedes, just spotted a cloud over Mount Charleston. Oh, wait. Oh, it's gone. Never mind.
All right.
Buying a fancy Doppler radar weather system, that's like buying an expensive app that'll alert you whenever the North Pole reaches 80 degrees. You know, for the amount of money we spent on weather detection system, we could have put dozens of strippers through pole dancing school.
Yeah, I know, man.
Have these reached cities or towns near any of you? Pole dancing offered at your local dance studio?
Oh my God, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you
For-
can learn
it's for soccer
salsa, maybe
moms, I think.
tango.
Yeah.
Oh, look, pole dancing. Well, you never know when that might come in handy, huh? Yeah. Impress your friends at this summer's picnic. I don't know.
Frenemies.
Footloose could have been a whole different movie if pole dancing was popular, I tell you. But oh, I think that's why I enjoy Second Life here so much, because of all the similarities between Second Life and Las Vegas. Because both, they, for some reason, like to have lots of fancy lights. I can go to a club and meet someone with some fake name and give them a fake name, and no one cares. I can drink as much as I want, wherever I want, without being removed from society. Prostitution is kind of legal and kind of not.
Kind of legal, kind of not.
It's sort of there.
Gambling is a disease, gambling is not a disease, it's a right. Sometimes landowners and business owners are also part-time strippers on the side. You can build a sex dungeon in your living room without having the neighbors call the cops on you.
That's true.
And both places have very loose regulations on breeding animals.
Shit.
There's thousands of clubs. They're all number one or the best. Kind of like living in heaven. But sometimes you get there and sometimes you feel like you might be in hell. Yeah. Both places, it's great. And, I like hookers because when I'm walking down the sidewalk and a hooker approaches me, she's not going to have a clipboard and ask me if I have time to answer questions about human rights. Yeah, that's why I also like call girls, because the call girl will never come knocking on my door to ask me if I want to read scriptures from the Bible. That would be crazy fun, though, now that I think about it. What if there's a Jehovah Witness who's also a stripper and, hey, let's do some blow and read some scriptures. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. I'm Bubbles.
Whoa, bravo.
Hey,
We're so glad to have you back. Bubbles. Yeah. So, I thought this was interesting. Just came on the news. Petco said on Tuesday would stop selling dog and cat treats made in China by the end of the year because of the continuing fears they're making the pets sick. Come on. When those dogs are coming back after a day with those little treats and stuff from China. Yeah, exactly. They got 4,800 complaints of illnesses by pets and 1,000 by humans consuming their pet food.
That's sad. Oh.
I mean, I don't know why we buy any food from China. Are you kidding? Come on.
Oh.
There's something wrong with that after everything we've ever known. Yeah, we got, we got Voices of Angel. She's coming on, and she's here. She might even be in here. She just sent me a message.
She's
I don't
in the
know
house.
if you guys...
Yeah.
She's in the house? She's in the house? Oh, yeah. Look at this. Lexi almost looks like Voices of Angels in First Life. I don't know. Did she steal Voices' photo? I don't know. Possibility. Anyhow, so... You guys having fun tonight? Tuesday, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's May. It's not
Oh, yeah.
cold. It's not snowing anywhere where we live. It might be snowing south of the equator somewhere. But it's not snowing here. Things are good. Yep. Yep. Federal Reserve says everything's fine. Everything's great. I love them. Those are great guys, right? Yeah. And what else can I tell you about? We're glad to have our dear Doc back on the premises. Come on, we all miss you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We
Thank you very much.
thought we would come a little higher up than the current job, wife, and us. We thought we were higher up on that scale, but we're learning to live with it. There are no movies worth seeing this year, guys, so you can scratch going to movies. I actually went, and a friend of mine brought me to see Neighbors, which is really it's really for like 12-year-olds. Hello, Shauna. And Shauna's still raising money for Relay, and Relay's doing well, and they've got a whole big thing going on there. But we did good here. And next up is Catboy. Catboy, you ready?
All right, bring it on.
Yeah, come on, Catboy, get up here and give us some.
Yay, Catboy!
Yeah, all you gotta do is 25 minutes worth of show.
Bring it on.
Okay. Just want to tell you before I get started, today's the last day for applications for exhibitions over at SL11B. And on top of that, if anyone here is applying and you don't know if you applied, I know that they say they don't like double applications. Go ahead and apply again. They're not going to kill you for it. And on top of that, there's no confirmation message for sending in your application. And I thought mine went through, and it turned out it didn't. I spoke to Mary McCann. She said, we didn't get anything from you. So I had to send it in again. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't have gotten in this year. All right. And also next week, I'm going to be showing you some stuff for SL11B, some preview things. And the theme is going to be ideas that sounded good when we were drunk. Bring that in with me. Good ideas that sounded really good when we're drunk, but I can't do that this week because inventory is not working in Second Life. Something must have borked up or something like that.
Oh, what a surprise!
Yeah, nothing happened. Yeah, I can't load. I can't even change clothes. Sorry about the way that I'm dressed right now, but I'm a ridiculous cross-dressing cat boy. You knew that when we got here.
We're used to it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to sleep with you, so it's okay.
Okay. Buddy. Oh boy, well you should be grateful you're not going to sleep with me after I tell you what happened last week. Last week, right after we were through with the show here, I tried doing some laundry and my washing machine broke down. Like it busted in the back. It was flooding. I had to cut the water. I had to get a pump to drain the water out of this thing. It's really broken really badly. And you know that I'm a bachelor, so whenever the washing machine chooses some random moment to break down, I'm already 2 weeks behind in my laundry. And I can't get a new one in here until the end of this week, so that's like,
the smell coming from the north?
Bingo, yes. It's not good. It's not good. All right. I mean, I swear to God, today I went shopping for underwear just so I'd have something clean to wear. I went to Costco just for clean clothes. I thought, oh God. But last week I was out shopping for a new washing machine and a new dryer because you might as well get a pair. Because there's no point in waiting for a random moment for a 15-year-old dryer to break down. But anyone notice that washers and dryers don't look like washers and dryers anymore? They're trying to make them look like anything but a washer and dryer. Like,
Yeah, because they're not Asian.
Yeah.
They're South American now.
Yeah, they look like giant cell phones is what they look like. Have you seen them? It looks like an old Nokia. You know, the ones with the little triangle front end and stuff like that. I thought, what the hell is this? And the salesman was talking to me and says, this one's got built-in Wi-Fi. What the hell is my machine need Wi-Fi for? What am I going to do? Is it going to have a Twitter account? It's going to say how my handler's, got skid marks in his panties again. Something like that. And the annoying thing is my dryer's going to have more followers than I do on Twitter. You just know that. I mean, just exactly, what kind of trouble is this, the Wi-Fi thing? I mean, is it going to illegally download movies and suck up my bandwidth, while it's doing my laundry? Am I going to get a letter from my ISP provider saying they have to suspend my service because I'm illegally downloading copies of My Beautiful Laundrette? Wait, I had a hell of a time trying to find a punchline for that joke because I discovered there's no such thing as a mainstream chick flick that has anything to do with laundry. As a man, I find that genuinely surprising. I thought, I won't have trouble finding a punchline. I'm sure there's plenty of movies out there with Meryl Streep and Julia Roberts just standing around for 2 hours doing nothing but ironing clothes and complaining about men. I'm shocked to find there aren't any. Oh dear. Anyway, I had to stay at home today for an all-day call because the gas person had to come by to shut off the gas to the old dryer so the new one could be installed later this week, right? And you know what those all-day calls are like, right? It's like they show up anywhere between 8 in the morning and 5 p.m., and if you're in the toilet for like 5 seconds, you're going to miss them, right? You know how long he was here for when he actually showed up? I blinked.
1 minute.
Yeah, I blinked and he was gone. Like seriously, if I let him in, I went upstairs just to get some coffee or something. I come back downstairs a few seconds later, and it's like, did he fuck off or what? No, he was finished. It's like,
Why didn't you
really?
turn it off yourself?
I know. Apparently, it's the freak. I wouldn't have bothered if it wasn't the law. There's a bylaw saying you have to have this person show up. It's like, oh god, I had to wait all day just for this guy to be here for 5 seconds. So anyway, but I'll tell you, I'm turning off the gas going to be as easy as turning off the water because I damn near flooded the house when it took me 7 hours just to take the sink out, just so the guy would have access to the gas line. And when I pulled it out, I severed the rubber hose that goes to the sink, and it started flooding the place. So I had to run downstairs to cut off the water supply. That doesn't relieve water pressure because there's still pressure in the line even after you shut off the water. So it's still spraying water all over the place despite the fact you turned the valve off. So I had to go run around to all the sinks in the basement and open them all up so I could drain the water line. And then I had to buy a new line from Home Depot. And then I had to play this game where I'm hooking up the line. And then I turn the water on. Oh, it's not working. It's spraying water all over the place. I run back down the stairs and I turn it off. And then I had to soak up all the water, I took all my towels. Every towel that I had. That's the quickest way because mops are bullshit. Mops can't do anything in a situation like that. And by the way, when I had to buy that new line, thank God I did this on a Sunday because if I did this yesterday, everything would have been closed. It was Victoria Day.
Oh.
Oh shit, yeah, Victoria Day. I always forget about this holiday. It's like, what's Victoria Day? That's a day where we celebrate Queen Victoria, who ruled England through most of the 19th century. She's the reason why the 19th century is called the Victorian era. Funny thing, they don't celebrate Victoria Day in England. They don't. There's some sort of unwritten rule in Canada. We never mention that because it's a long weekend in the summer, so shut the hell up and enjoy it. You know? So anyway, I had to use up all the towels to soak up all the water that spilled all over the place, and I was trying to take the sink out. It's been really cold. I don't know if I've been mentioning this, but this has been one of the coldest summers I have ever seen in my life, and it's damp out there.
Not summer yet. It's still spring, you nut job.
Well, still, it's colder. It was 5 degrees last night. 5 degrees. I mean, does that sound like spring? But
That's okay, Catboy. The first person who complains it's hot to me is going to get a punch in the face after the winter we've had.
Yes.
But anyway, I used up all my towels. I've got nothing to dry myself with when I take a shower except cold, damp towels. So I'm cold, I'm damp, I don't smell too good. I'm going to be replacing Stephen Fry in the next Hobbit movie, because now I'm the new mayor of Lake Town. No, I'm not going to mind it so much, because in the next movie, the giant dragon is going to burn the town to the ground. So that's the first time I'm going to be warm in about 9 months. Okay. Okay, big announcement. I just saw this just before I signed on. WikiLeaks is making an announcement that in the next 72 hours they're going to be revealing that NSA has been recording all of the phone calls of a certain country. They won't say which. We'll find out in 72 hours. I'll give you a hint if you want to know if you're being recorded. Are you a country and do you have phones? You're being recorded by the NSA, probably. You know, there's only some places in Canada it'd be safe where we don't get service yet because Kojiko's not out there. Anyway, in the news, Rob Ford is having some attention taken off of him by his brother Doug Ford. You know who Doug Ford is? Anyone? Rob Ford has got a bigger, dumber, older brother that actually does worse things than he does, and he decided to attack disabled children this past week. Yes,
Fantastic.
he went after disabled children. He says he wants a home caring for disabled children removed from his neighborhood for being what he calls a nightmare. On the bright side, at least he didn't run them down with his car. No, this man has a sense of compassion that makes Dick Cheney look like his soulmate, okay? He's so he is so pro-automobile, he once said to solve the public transit problem, and I'm quoting directly, he would like to solve the transit problem by filling the subways full of concrete so decent people will drive a car. And when he was asked to clarify that statement, he said he'd love to cap off the subway with a meter of lead so no one would ever consider digging a tunnel system ever again. Real nice
Wow.
guy. Anyway,
Wow.
I'm from Etobicoke. You know the Fords? They're from Etobicoke. I grew up in Etobicoke the same time as they did. They went to the same school that I did. I actually remember all the trouble that they raised when they were going to Etobicoke Collegiate Institute. And I know the house that they're talking about when they're complaining about these kids. I lived in that neighborhood for 20 years, and I did see that house. It had the wheelchair accessible ramp, but I had no idea that was a halfway home for disabled children until this story broke. All right? It's not what Doug Ford called, where it was the streets were filled with disabled kids hurling themselves out in front of buses just to make a nuisance out of themselves. But one thing I do remember back in the 80s, I remember Doug Ford and his stone friends walking down the streets in the middle of summer and shooting bottle rockets over my house. That I do remember. So, Doug, if you're worried about what's affecting property values in Etobicoke, take a look in the mirror. And I'm done for the night.
Yay,
Bravo.
Catboy!
All right, good job.
Oh, by the way, Catboy, just want to let you know after that entire piece about your washing machine and dryer and everything else, I noticed, I looked around the room while you were talking about that, and I think I might have missed one, but I think just about every woman in the place, I saw them putting a line through your name next to if he was the last man on earth. So,
Okay.
What a pretty
So
sexist
that-
brand.
yeah. Ooh, what happened here? Turn around the wrong way. All right. Well, we got a little more left to go. All right, you ready for your horoscopes for the night? Here we go. Why am I walking into the wall here? What is wrong with this computer? This computer just this thing. What
You're
the
not.
heck is that?
I don't see you walking into the wall.
Well, I see myself walking into the wall, and I don't know what the heck is going on.
You're,
Let me see if I
you're
can get-
hallucinating.
There,
you
hold
are.
on. There we
Yeah,
go.
You're
All right, now we're going to go back to this, and that's that. Whatever was going on, I didn't know. So, Aries, any of you that are Aries in here, you'll be feeling a powerful need to get the hell out of Second Life. Okay?
That's all of us.
See, yeah. Yep. You may find from time to time, some of you Aries find yourself nostalgically flipping through Flickr, looking at your Flickr family album in Second Life. Yeah. Taurus, if you're single, be prepared to be convinced that love at first sight really can happen in Second Life. But also be aware that the first glimpse of him or her in First Life could make that evening Fright Night. Geminis, if you're a Gemini, as a Gemini, you have a natural charm and wit which appeals to a wide range of people. This month you can use this to your advantage by becoming a Second Life stripper, and this could lead to promotion. Yeah. Can you imagine putting some of the stuff? People should have to list their Second Life jobs on their First Life resumes. You know, wouldn't that be something? You do?
Yeah.
Have you gotten a job from that?
No, but you know.
SL11B.
I could just say pastime, cross-dresser. That's a definite one. Yeah. AKA Catboy. All right, Cancer, you need to begin this month by putting your foot down with a friend who thinks that they are acting in your best interest. Romance may be difficult mid-month, and you will need to think seriously about how to move forward, especially if you find out she's a he.
This could happen here.
Yeah, Leo, emotions are running high in the first half of the month, but you are unusually perceptive right now and can resolve things with a few well-chosen words. No, I will not partner you. Those are the few chosen words you use.
That's what they say to me.
Aww.
Virgo, a range of positive influences this month mean that you will see success literally falling in your lap. Her name is Candy Lips Vavoom. You may find yourself getting so excited that you lose some particles and forget that you're... Libra, it may seem a little early in the year to be thinking about taking a vacation, but the planets indicate this is the best time for you to leave Second Life, since you haven't gotten up from your chair in nearly 2 years. Scorpio. Scorpios rarely need to be told to be cautious, as it's their standard approach to decision making. However, the planetary influences are encouraging you to take risks right now, so perhaps being a Second Life emo is in it for you. Just remember, the first cut is the deepest.
Wish my alarm-
Sagittarians. Okay, you that are Sagittarians. If you act now, success will be fully within your grasp. A friend who owns some land will try to sell it to you at an unreasonable price. Instead, buy a new dress and go dancing. You will find someone who will give you land instead.
Yeah.
Right? These are really good. A Capricorn. You've been feeling as though something has been holding you back. This is called lag. Aquarius. If you are looking for success this month, then you can rely on your charming personality and a couple of great pose balls. Emotionally, this is a month where you should be looking to someone to make some kind of a commitment. Don't be scared to give them an ultimatum. Ooh. Pisces. Nostalgia is likely to dominate the first couple of weeks, but you can delete old inventory. However, the second half of the month will be demanding as a number of outstanding Sims need your close attention. Don't let romance distract you. Yeah. Yeah. Leo, if you're a girl, bring me a beer. If you're a guy, that's $10. Yeah.
I'm a Leo.
So what?
Well, I'm a Leo, but what do? I'm kind of in a halfway in between.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Go get yourself a beer.
I'll give myself a beer. There we go.
Get yourself a beer. So I got a couple of, I get letters to Lauren from time to time, and I answer them. Dear Lauren, I have a serious problem and wonder if you can help me. I'm new in Second Life and just got a penis, and I don't know how to position it. Can you come lend me a hand? Nervous. Dear Nervous, if I lend you a hand, you'll turn from nervous to fearful. Dear Lauren, I think my master is cheating on me. What should I do? Concerned. Dear Concerned, tighten your collar. Dear Lauren, I'm so in love. My girlfriend and I want a partner, but I don't have 10 lindens. Can you help me? Helpless in Seattle. Dear Helpless in Seattle, first off, you need 35 lindens, since you'll probably be departnering her within a week, which costs 45 more lindens. Dear Lauren, my inventory is a total nightmare. I have 47,000 items. What can I do? Cluttered. Dear Cluttered, do what I do. Throw everything out but your shoes. By the way, I got to tell you something. I am absolutely amazed how many people people know this about me. I have boxes and boxes of stuff from old inventory that I leave in boxes where I live, waiting for me to one day just delete them. I mean, how many people really go through your inventory? Now, I know Dr. Fran has everything that she ever started with. She's never deleted anything. I mean, but how about the rest of you? Do you ever go through and say, wow, this dress doesn't fit anymore? That system skirt was not really that great. Do you delete stuff?
Yep.
Do
all
you?
the time, or else it gets out of hand.
Yeah.
Every time I'm building, yeah.
I just got an instant message from Catboy's washing machine. Talking trash about the dishwasher.
Oh man,
Wi-Fi on your washing machine. I love it.
I'm gonna have more problems.
Talking
with
about
Doc
Doc's
Brown.
rumba.
Yeah.
Next there'll be, books to help your dryer machine psychologically get through the day from spinning and spinning and spinning. God, unbelievable! I don't want all my stuff to talk about me. I saw the movie, so we've got yeah. Does Voices want to get up on stage? So she's set up, Jamie? Does she want to get up here? I'll move over to the side.
I'm assuming she would want to set up. She can hear you.
I'm going to get down here and let her set up, okay?
So she will. Right. She'll probably yell at you when she's all set up.
Okay, that'll be good. That'll be good. I've got her album. It's fabulous. I play it in the car all the time. Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Yep. And I'll tell you something. It's unbelievable. Any of you guys didn't buy it. It was like 1 penny. It cost a penny, except for Dr. Fran. I had to pay full price. But for everybody else, it was a penny. I mean,
I support the arts, except for tonight because I have to go mark midterms.
Oh, you got to mark midterms?
Yeah.
Do you do it the famous way that a lot of professors do it? They just throw them down the stairs, and the ones at the bottom of the stairs are the F's, and the one at the top are the A's. Is that how you do it?
I mean, I could have saved all that time.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. I mean, there's nothing like a student not understanding why they got a D when they put so much work into it.
That's the problem with students today are way too assertive. You can't get away with that.
Oh, they're assertive?
Yeah,
You
give
know what
them
you
an
do?
A-, they come up and start screaming.
No, best thing to do is when they come into your office, have a Glock sitting on the desk. They become a little less assertive.
A great
Don't they want all you guys to
negotiator.
carry guns now in New York, right?
No, stop.
No?
No.
All right. Well, we had fun tonight,
All right,
didn't we?
guys,
Did
I
everybody have
gotta
fun?
go. Yeah.
This off season, we still do it. We got Doc back. We got
Bye.
Bubble Pop back. We got Catboy
There's
back.
the pie and
Yeah. Yeah, this is rocking. Rocking. Look at it. We got this piano up there.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Yeah. So you just let us know, Jamie, when she's ready to roll, okay?